So we'd like to talk a little bit about communication. It's very important that we have consistent communication and verbiage used when we're working in a space and working at heights. We aren't going to tell you the exact words that you should use because you should decide that amongst your leadership within your venue, and then make sure that everybody understands and is consistent about it. There's certain verbiage that we can recommend. Things like heads is a very important word that everybody knows, so that we don't just start saying anything when something drops from a height. We want to say heads very loudly and clearly. We want to say stop if something is moving that should not be moved, instead of any number of other words that could be miscommunicated or heard differently from someone. There should be a single point of contact, the sort of leader for who makes most of the calls, and a structure that exists. Everybody else should be trained on what the different calls and words are that might be used, and understand that they need to listen to what's being said and understand it and hear it. If they can't hear it clearly, they should ask again, what did you say? If they do hear it, then you should acknowledge, everybody should acknowledge. So an example would be if we're working in the grid, and if someone is working with a loose piece of hardware, as much as possible we want everything to be tied off, but sometimes things end up being loose. And we want to make sure that we talk about, if you're in the grid, we want to yell down to people working below you who should have hard hats on anyway, but we want to tell them, loose shackle, upstage left. So, and then everybody on stage should listen to that and not just automatically say thank you, but they should hear that, think about if that's above them, and be aware of that, because they have a higher risk in that scenario.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really common things in the theater that we hear. We hear line set coming in, line set going out. But beyond that, is there more information you want to communicate in that? So I'm here at line set 26. If I move this, I'm going to say that line set 26, fourth electric, is coming in. So I want everyone to know not just what number, I want them to know what's coming in. I'll often say line set for fourth electric coming in upstage, and that tells them where on stage. The other common thing is thank you. I walk into a lot of theaters and people make a call and everyone screams thank you and no one looks at what's about to happen. It becomes complacent, it becomes really easy. So it's up to you to decide. There's a lot of places where the rule is everyone does not say thank you. There's one spotter who keeps an eye on the set and they say thank you. They're the go or no go on that operation. So yeah, the really important thing is just clear and consistent communication, a defined way of here's how we communicate this type of information and here's what we do when we hear it.